is all of the people that are no longer your friends anymore. That you spent lots and lots of money on making sure they had a lovely time. No one talks to you.
Because I might not have said this on Miss Me, but I'm an incredibly gifted skier.
I don't know why every time you say that, it just makes me laugh so much.
It's unbelievable you don't believe me. People in the airport always look so vulnerable, and everyone looks like little children that don't really know who they are. And then so they just have a pint at the Wetherspoons at 7:15 a.m.
This episode of Miss Me contains some very adult themes, some strong language, some graphic depictions of violence and that kind of stuff. So just be prepared for that.
Tune in.
Welcome to Listen Bitch.
Welcome to Listen Bitch. Welcome to Listen Bitch.
This week we are talking about holidays.
Yes, they can be so fun, can't they? We should have a little bit of fun, Lil, in the next few weeks. Should we go shopping?
No.
Let's just do this. We have fun here. Let's just have our fun on air. Let's have fun and listen, bitch. Let's have our first question for this week's theme, which is holidays.
Holidays. Celebrate. Holidays.
I think we might sing that song quite a few times today.
Hey, Lily and Keats. My name is Georgia. I'm from Sydney, Australia. Love you guys so much. I listen to the podcast like every single day, every week, every other day. Question for holidays is, what's your favorite way to spend a vacation style holiday? Do you like to relax? Do you like to, research the city that you're going to? Do you like to explore? Do you pack your itinerary? What do you do? Love y'all.
Lil, you start, because you holiday more often.
Do I like to research? Yes. In fact, so much so that I'm not really enjoying myself on holiday because I'm researching where I could be enjoying myself more, particularly with where restaurants are concerned. I spend, not really so much of a Yelp person or other sites, review sites, these days, but...
No, why would you trust them? I never trust those things. Please.
Because I didn't know where else to go.
I know, but I just feel like Barry doesn't tell me what restaurant's good in Italy.
True say. But anyway, I love a good restaurant. I love a good local trattoria or a little bistro in France or a taverna in Greece, Considering it's just like sort of an hour and a half of your day, I would spend probably 6 hours looking for where we should spend that hour and a half.
Right, ratio-wise.
Yeah, just doesn't really make much sense. Not so much local attractions, not really interested in that. I'm not a big walker. Don't really care for that kind of stuff. Unless I'm in like a big city like Rome or, Mexico City or something where, you've got to go and see the sights. But, for the more sort of rural areas, no, I'm not really that bothered. I like a swimming pool. I really used to like the sun. Not so keen on the sun, and now I get a bit too hot in my old age. I feel like I need to be in the shade with a book. And
you were fine in Kenya. This is Lily and my mum on holiday, right? There's like big extra, like the extra big beds that you get. They'd get up at the crack of dawn, or maybe sometimes just Lil did, to book these, and sometimes a number of them, 2 to 3. So that we would just have an array of those bigger beds. So I feel like you do quite a lot of forward planning of the day as well. I'm like, oh no, there's no seats. Like my mum and daddy would never let that happen. Mum, like the night before is like, we better make sure we get that bed, yeah?
Yes, very much so. So there definitely needs to be some forward planning. You don't want to turn up somewhere and not be able to get a seat, or, a beach club and you haven't got a table, It's not Glastonbury. The face card isn't working in some places, some parts of the world, non-English speaking countries particularly.
In Greece, it's not working so well.
It's not working in Greece much.
Do you get activity? Because no one will do activities with me on holiday. And I'm like, let's get on a jet ski. I've never been on a jet ski on a holiday, and I'm very jet ski-y. And no one will do these things with me. So I think I should go maybe like on a completely different kind of holiday, like a skiing holiday that's like based on the activity. Because I might not have said this on Miss Me, but I'm an incredibly gifted skier. And completely true story.
I don't know why every time you say that, it just makes me laugh so much.
It's unbelievable that you don't believe me.
I do believe you. I just
What? An inner city kid?
I just want to see it. I just want to see it with my own eyes.
Me too. I want to check because this was also when I was 22.
It's a little bit like you doing the marathon, you know? Like I need to see it with my own eyes.
So all achievements are in the bullshit camp. No, I went to Aspen with T4, which was
we heard you told the story.
I done it.
Yeah.
Did I tell it? And then I wowed everyone. Did I tell that? Okay. So yeah, I'm going to look into more like activity-based holidays. So the holiday is based around.
Well, when I went to Canada last year, that's kind of it was a bit of that, like lots of animal watching and a bit of walking and stuff. Yeah,
that was an amazing holiday you took. That was full of so much.
I really had a great time on that holiday. I will say my forward planning and my restaurants selection it does work out for other people because I save everywhere that I go if it's good to my Google Maps.
Nice.
I put it on a list. So I have a list for every country that I visited. So if anyone says I'm going to so-and-so or I'm going to Portugal or I'm going to, Lisbon or Brazil, whatever, and I've been there, I'll always send them my list of good restaurants. People are very grateful.
I think the life hacking empire just built another arm. I think you've got to be like, you know what you should be? I think you're the new concierge service. What was that thing called?
Do you think I've got do you think I'm in my goop era?
It is goopy, but like no one's done it everyone does wellness. This is something else. It's like organizing life empire. We're still not there yet. This is about stationery and the best restaurants in Greece, like whatever that is, whatever that world is.
Good point.
Let's save this. We've only done one question. Let's have another question.
Hey Lily, Miquita. My name is Pepper from Stevenage, and I just wondered if you guys prefer to go on holidays with friends or family, because each group brings a different vibe to the trip, Like they could either ruin the holiday or make it one of the most amazing holidays ever. Love you girls. Miss Me Live was great, and I can't wait to see you both again soon and to see Lily at Heather.
I cry. She sounded like the sweetest person of all time. What was her name?
Following our trajectories, Pippa.
Aww.
Pippa from Stevenage. She's come to Miss Me Live and going to see you in the theatre. Thank you, Pippa, you sweetheart.
Love her.
I'm going to be more careful about who I go on holiday with in our family from now on. I don't think it's a given that you're going to have a great time just because you're all family.
Absolutely not. Almost the opposite.
Not to be rude, because it's so sweet.
But then sometimes you can go on holiday with friends and there's a side to your friends that has never been immediately obvious to you before, but then is glaringly obvious, and you're like, I can't wait for this holiday to be over and for me to never speak to this person ever again.
Yeah, I've had some of the worst fights with friends on holiday. Me and Lauren had a whopper in Barbados when we were 19. Oh shit. Oh my God. I didn't even think we'd be friends after it. It's something about I think holidays don't actually bring out the best in people, and I know they're meant to. And then there's extra pressure on, we're going on a holiday, so obviously we're all going to be at our best, having our best time, which is just not strictly true. And I think if that pressure was taken off, people could be fall apart a bit more on a holiday. I think people are taken out of their routines and it makes people uncomfortable, especially traveling, not just the holiday, but people in the airport always look so vulnerable. People that are just totally normal in their everyday. Suddenly they're in an airport and everyone looks like little children that don't really know who they are. And then so they just have a pint at the Wetherspoons at 7:15 a.m. I just think it really brings out the little child in us travel.
I know what you mean. I don't think that I can make a call on whether it's friends or family. In fact, I would go as far to say that my favourite person to go on holiday with is myself alone. I really like a lone holiday.
Yeah, I've never done it.
It's liberating.
Yeah.
But maybe more so if you've got children. I don't know. I feel there's something about, you as a parent, you don't really get much time to yourself, right? And so, I remember when Sam and I first broke up and I had the first time that I didn't have my kids over the summer, I just rented a car and went to Italy and just went and drove around on my own. And it was so nice and something that I like to do. And I think it probably would have scared me before, but now it's like, I love the idea of being on my own.
I'm going to do it. My mum went to Mexico after Sean died on her own for 3 months and made friends that she still has now. I always thought that was so brave to just go to Mexico on your own. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Maybe that's the next. Yeah. So
where would you go if you went on your own?
Italy, my dream is to pass my fucking driving test in the next few months and take myself, although I don't think I can rent a car for like a year and a half, but one day take myself to Italy and just go on a road trip. But I don't think I could do that on my own.
That's my best Google list that I've got for the restaurants.
But what, Italy? So maybe I'll take the Lily Allen like travel guide and go on my own. It's just, I'm a bit of a scaredy cat at night time.
Shall I tell you how many restaurants I've got in Italy? 129 places I got in Italy.
Oh my God.
All of them absolute bangers.
All right then. What, restaurants? Where else?
No, little boutiques, clothes shops.
Yeah, you found that banging secondhand shop in Italy when you were there.
Yeah, that's on here.
Oof.
Pajama shops in Rome. Like, I got hat shops. Like, just places, that are very, very good.
Little black book.
Exactly.
Okay, let's have, you asked for another question, in your native tongue.
Can I have another question, please?
Hi, Lily and Miquita. This is Callum. I am based in Lichfield. I used to be based in Manchester. And I'm a marketing director of a marketing agency. Love the podcast and huge fan, Lily. I've been to see you on tour several times and came to see you in 222 and hopefully get to see you in Bath in the play later this summer. My question is, what is your favourite holiday destination that reminds you of your childhood? What was your kind of best childhood memory of going on holiday, whether it be staycation in the UK or getting abroad?
Holiday is a childhood one, particularly happy memories.
I'm trying to think about childhood holidays.
Barge trip. This is where we could talk about the barge trips.
We've talked about the barge. We did the barge, episode 1, my friend.
Okay.
And actually it was one of our only, I'd say, childhood holidays together. Didn't really go on holiday.
We went to Kenya.
Yeah, but that was like...
Have we ever done Ibiza?
Oh, God, I fucking hate Ibiza so much. I have to go back this year because lovely Ellie is getting married there and I wouldn't miss it for the world, but oh my God.
I saw Ellie in Gorilla Bar.
Of course you did. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Don't, because that will make me jealous. That actually will that will make me annoyed. That makes me want to be there. Yeah, hate Ibiza. What's the question though? Places that we don't hate. Happy places.
Happy childhood memories from, places you associate with childhood.
Yeah, Spain. Spain for me. Spain. We didn't go on holiday on, I sound ridiculous. No, but this is the truth. We didn't go on plane holidays until I was 11 and my auntie had got a house in Spain. And I was like, really didn't want to go again. Even when I was a kid, I was like, I don't want to go to Spain for a week. My mum was like, why not? And I was like, it's going to be really dry and dusty. That was my answer. And we got there and it was like absolutely beautiful. Nana's house is amazing. Just had the greatest time. I knew then that I needed to open my mind, but I still didn't.
Like Willie and Cheyenne.
No, it wasn't that summer. It was the one before. Yeah, so good memories of Spain a lot. Alarin, like Fuengirola. It was beautiful. And then when I was a teenager, the family went to Ibiza a lot, but that's one I hated. So I won't put that in this. That's not the right answer for this question.
Ibes. I do have fun. I don't know. I just don't really remember much of my childhood, so I can't really say where we went.
Well, your side of the family do that. Your mum and all your cousins and you do that kind of annual Italy trip, but that only started like about 10 years ago.
That started in my 20s.
Yeah.
When my mum was with Harry, who was my stepfather, Harry Enfield, we used to go to Suffolk.
Oh yeah.
We'd rent a house in Suffolk around Christmas and I have kind of fond memories of that. Sort of remember like doing lots of like hide and seek and stuff in the fields. I was this like bigger boy called Jono that lived near there. And I remember quite fancying him.
Oh my God, is there anything sexier than like your first holiday crush? I just remembered mine. He was called Sam and he was from Buckinghamshire and he was staying at Finca La Motta by Nana's house. And he was gorgeous. I wonder what he looks like now. He was blonde and tall and he played tennis a lot. And then he taught us how to play this card game called Gorbachev. And it was like some of the sexiest nights of my life just staring at him, learning how to play cards. I love a holiday crush when you're a kid. Like your first ones, they just feel a bit spicier and a bit more exciting.
I hear you, dog. Right, let's have another question.
Hey Lily and Miquita, this is Holly. I'm 31 and I'm from St Albans. On holidays, I love a holiday as much as the next person. I love travelling, I love exploring new places. But sometimes when I'm on holiday, I tend to have a bit of an existential crisis. I think it's just being out of my routine and being kind of like left with my own thoughts. And these have resulted in good and bad things. I've sort of come to the conclusion before that I've needed to break up with someone when I've been on a holiday, or that I've needed to leave my job. But yeah, other times it can result in a bit of like too much internal reflection on my life. I can just spiral a bit. I think it also might be something to do with the whole like organised fun of a holiday, that you really feel like you have to be having an amazing time the whole time. Yeah, that tends to get me. And I just wondered if either of you have ever experienced this as well, or maybe it's just me being mentally unstable. But I love the podcast. Keep it up. Thank you. Bye.
Holly from St Albans, this isn't your fault. If you watch TV, there are so many adverts about your summer holidays and getting it booked now and make sure you're not too late. And it's like, life isn't good until you get on this summer holiday. And I think it's a really dangerous way to live. And that's why you then see loads of couples on holiday not speaking to each other, and with families sitting around going, oh, this is meant to be the time of our lives. Like, it's just like anything else. However you're feeling about your life, you're saying you're going through like big life decisions and stuff. All that stuff comes with you no matter where you go. So I think it's maybe about being on the holiday and expecting all your troubles to float away. And I don't think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think it's quite normal. It's a time for reflection, isn't it? A holiday. So, you know, normally people are too busy to be thinking about the bigger picture. You know, when you go on holiday, that's when everything stops and you're, you know, confronted with a lot.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's why some people like to have really like activity-based holidays, because the idea of actually sitting there in the stillness and with themselves and having to reflect like that is perhaps too much for them.
I just remember quite a lovely magical moment that we had though, when we were on the boat that Charles sorted out in Lamu. You were being quite sweet and lovely. And I suddenly remembered that we were going to start this podcast thing when we got home. And I remember thinking, God, I wonder what will happen. I wonder what it'll be like. And I was feeling quite kind of contemplative and reflective of our whole lives. And I will always remember, I've got a really nice picture of it, actually. I think we used it in Miss Me Live. Of me and Lil on the boat, having a lovely time. And I quite liked that particular time in Kenya together, because we were on the precipice of so much that we didn't know was about to happen. So I think I'll always remember Kenya as like the bit before all this Miss Me craziness. So I think it is nice to be reflective, but I just can't with the making memories. Like, please, just that is too much pressure for anyone. Everything's a fucking memory.
I know. I got really annoyed actually with my cousins, because when they came back from, sorry to mention it again, Glastonbury, they were like, me and Nell were, my Gracie, my cousin, who's incredibly neurotic, was like, me and Nell didn't get any pictures. I was like, so what are you going to do with them?
Yeah.
She was like, you know, for the memories. I was like,
right here, Gracie Poo.
I hate when people say this. Like, what are they going to do? Lie in bed, like looking at memories. Fucking hate that. I hate that function of the phone, by the way, when it just like regurgitates things at you that you never asked for. It's like, do you think I want to be reminded of my first marriage? Like every fucking 6 months for some reason. It's just like, here's all of the people that are no longer your friends anymore. That you spent lots and lots of money on making sure they had a lovely time. No one talks to you. No one talks to you anymore.
You know, that year you were so depressed you couldn't see straight. Yeah, let's just show you a couple of memories from then. I was like, that's not a fucking nice memory. I don't want to go back there. Yeah, I was thinking we might need to do that on Listen Bitch and a phone Listen Bitch. We've done a phone etiquette.
I will say, you know, you can mute whole human beings from your iPhone though, from your camera roll.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you can like choose someone's face and just go like, no, never again. Don't want to see it. Take them all out. And then you never see them.
I think I've got most of them out, but there might be a few still trickling around.
There's definitely a few poking around in there. Can we have, we're going to have a break now. We're going to have a break. You can listen to every single episode that we have ever recorded on BBC Sounds.
Last week we talked about Glastonbury. Bit of Wimbledon as well.
Bit of Wimbledon.
But mainly Mainly Glastonbury, obviously.
Mainly Glastonbury.
Hello, Miss Me fans. My name's Vic Hope, and I'm coming to you from another BBC Sounds podcast, also hosted by two best mates, the Tooney and Russo Show. Each week, me and Lionesses Alessia Russo and Ella Toon come together to discuss everything from life off the pitch, what makes their friendship tick, and all the goss ahead of a very busy summer at the Women's Euros. Nothing is off the table. So come and have a watch and a listen on the BBC Sounds app and on YouTube.
Welcome back to Listen Bitch. This is the second part of Listen Bitch. Hope everyone's still with us, having a nice time, reminiscing about holidays.
Part deux. Holidays, celebrate.
You know, the kids now, when I took Phoebe's kids, when we went to France with them, I played a game where every time I said holiday, they'd be like, celebrate. And now if I'm like four rooms away and I'll be like, holiday, you just hear two kids go, celebrate. It's so sweet. And they don't even know who Madonna is.
No, mine don't. She came up the other day and they were like, what?
What? What to Madonna? Can you imagine?
I mean, they only know her in the religious context, obviously. Not, of course, not pop music.
Can we have another question about holidays?
Yeah, you sure can.
Hiya, my name is Shot and I live in Cheltenham. I wanted to message in with a question about your best or most ridiculous holiday disaster. Mine was actually as a child. I mean, I've got some other holiday disasters which I won't share, but this one was where we went on holiday. There were 6 of us on the way back from our holiday in the south of France. We were coming back in our big bus van thing with all of our stuff just thrown in the boot, and halfway up the motorway, the car caught on fire. We all had to like pile out of the car, put it out, and that the car was no more. There was no getting that car back to the UK. So we had to get all our like dirty underwear out of the car, put it in like multiple taxis as we like got all the way back up to go across on the ferry, and then go on as the ferry as foot passengers with all our stuff. To top it all off, I had flu, so I vomited in every taxi we hired on the way back home. So it's quite a memorable trip. But yeah, tell me, what holiday disasters have you guys had?
Well, there was a time where I was the disaster.
Oh, no. Not you.
And I actually feel so bad about this. Yeah. I was such a bitch to Garfield. And you know what? Now, so bad to say. His mum had passed away unexpectedly about 2 months previously. And I was so selfish and in my own head that I just forgot. I don't know what happened. I'd gone to Grimmy's Christmas party the night before, and I don't know why. Maybe I just had like a weird night or something. The next day, I just woke up in the foulest mood, and we had decided to drive to France to see Phoebe. Me, Nanny, Mum, Garth, and Scout in the car, and like on the ferry. And I was despicably behaved. I was vile, and it got to the point where they were like, we got to the ferry, and like Garth and Mum kicked me out, and then I had said that I wasn't going and walking up, and all these like armed whatever, like security at the ferry were like, what the fuck is she doing? I'm so ashamed of that behavior. And I spent the rest of that Christmas holiday in France making up for it, and possibly spent the last 5 years actually making up for that despicable behavior. That's all I'll say on that matter, because I'm an absolute delight to my family and a real team player. But I don't know what happened. I haven't ever behaved that badly, and I haven't since, and I never will again. But that I caused the disaster that was the beginning of that France trip. But maybe just my advice is don't decide to drive with your whole family and a dog to France over 3 days. It was tough. It was a tough.
Nothing is immediately coming to mind, but I know that I've had some disasters. I've definitely like spent the time in police stations, like filing missing passport reports, money being stolen. Okay, I think this is our penultimate question.
Okay, penultimate question, please.
Hi, Lily and Miquita. This is Kirsty. I'm from Manchester. The topic of holidays is really timely as I have just booked one. We're off to Spain in October. I absolutely love a holiday, and all of my favourite memories are with my 2 best friends, Nicola and Jamie, who are also avid Miss Me listeners, so a bit of a shout out to them. We've done tons of girls' holidays and they are always relentlessly mad. But this year's holiday is going to look a little different. I now have a beautiful baby daughter. She's 10 months old. We're still doing the girls' holiday, but my partner and baby are coming with us. So it's going to look very very different vibes. I would love some advice from you, Lily, on how to have a great holiday with a baby or child. I'm excited, but also a little petrified. Thank you. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work, girls.
Thank you, we will. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we will.
Did you take Ethel when she was really young away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like months old.
Where did you go?
I can't remember. I just remember being on planes with the babies. I would say my top tip for children and travel would be, you know, when you're at the airport and you go to board the plane and they always say, can the families with small children come up first? Rookie mistake. Last thing you want, because let's be honest, from the first person getting on that plane, it's 45 minutes, maybe an hour till you're taking off. Why would you want to have a small child in a restricted space for an hour?
Really, it should be
the other way around.
Small children at the end, yes.
Should be, once everyone else is seated, it'll be like, now we will have the families with small children. Thank you.
It's about as stupid as people queuing up to get on a fucking plane, which is ticketed and seat numbered.
Also, I love those, like, you know, speedy boarding and, you know, your different groups and, you know, you like all gathered at the gate and it's like, you know, why do they do that?
Because this is the thing. It's something about a plane that people are like, I just got to get on it. It's got to get on it. It's like, why? Let's wait at the last moment to get on and then let's get the fuck off it. I don't understand why the need to be like, oh, they called our number. It's like, and now you're just going to queue here, which is surrounded by seats. Just sit and wait I literally am the last person on the plane.
What is it? Do you think it's because people just want to get to a point where they can relax, so they're just desperate to get on the plane so they can just sit down and not think about it?
Everyone, that's what I mean. No one likes traveling. It makes everyone feel very vulnerable. This kid came around to the house. It's a woman called Alex that works with my mum. It's her son. And we were working in the sitting room and he was like, can I put on air traffic disasters or something? I was like, yeah, all right. And what he put on was so horrific. It was like this plane crash going to like Hawaii in the 90s, and the whole roof of the plane came off, and these people, Lily, like however high up and like this, for like 15 minutes, people's like scalps coming off and skin coming off, like the sun burning down on them for 15 minutes like this, no roof on this plane while they tried to. I haven't flown since, and me and mum are going to Mexico for work in September, and I'm fucking terrified to get on the plane. I'm suddenly really scared.
I've got a good list for Mexico. Whereabouts are you going?
I don't know. We're doing the Hay Festival in Mexico with Nana and Neymar.
Must be Mexico City, surely.
Yeah, I imagine so.
I've got an excellent restaurant list for you.
I mean, can I get your list?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll take these. I feel really honoured that I'll be at the beginning. I'll be the person that like got like the transcripts of the empire. Like, let me test it out. Figure out how to build this. All right, let's have a last question, because there are dogs in my house and they will not stop barking.
Hi, Lily and Miquita. My name's Emma. I'm currently walking my dogs in the Wire Forest, and this week's topic's holidays. And I just wondered what your feelings were about camping. Now, I do not consider camping a holiday. When our children were little, we didn't really have the money to do nice holidays, so we sort of did camping holidays in the UK. In the end, I sold the tent because it was not a holiday. Had a couple of horrific experiences. Do you guys have any horrible camping stories, or do you enjoy it? Have you got some good camping stories? Love the podcast. You keep me smiling. Take care, both of you. Bye.
Absolutely not. Camping is not enjoyable in the slightest, and I would only do it if someone was paying me or if I had to be on a Duke of Edinburgh course for some reason. But no, absolutely not camping. Have you got any camping stories, Keats?
Yeah, I'm actually going on holiday with my dad and my brother. We're going to the Highlands because I really want to see the Highlands. More of it, because I went last year for that thing I did with Mum. We were sort of organising it on FaceTime the other day. And my brother, and it was me, my brother and my dad. And I was like, sorry, just to clarify, I'm not fucking camping anywhere. And they were like, oh, okay, well, we'll camp and you can get a hotel room. And now I feel like the sort of like silly princess, like, well, I'll go to the hotel. Maybe I should just like rough it and camp in the Highlands.
I wouldn't bother. In the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic, I don't know if you remember, we put up a teepee in the garden where we were staying in the countryside with the kids, and that was just like enough. Like
the teepee in the garden,
just absolutely no. And every time the kids go off to spend time with their dad in the summer, they're always like, we're going camping this weekend, and I'm like, more power to you, Sam, for doing that. But like, that's one part of my that's one part of my kids' childhood that I'm really not willing to get involved in, and I will feel no guilt or shame about it. I don't think my mum ever camped with me. I can't really see my mum in a tent, to be honest.
Alison, no,
absolutely not.
My mum and your mum are not campers.
No,
but great that your ex-husband is a co-parent that will give them that, and you don't have to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Dedicated father and adventurer. That's right. Thank you, Sam, for giving them all that, and Lily doesn't have
all
to.
All those memories you're giving my kids. Thank you.
Thank you. But no camping. No, sorry, I might be brave and camp with my brother and my father. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anything could happen. It's the summer of 2025. Who knows? We've had enough hot surprises this year. You never know what's around the corner.
You really don't. Mm-mm. Except I do know what's around the corner is the end of this show, and you having to pick the next subject.
The theme for next week's Listen Bitch is nature. The natural world around us and all that it gives us. See where that takes us.
Okay. Nature. Love that for you. If you have anything to say or ask, well, maybe not ask us, because me and Miquita are not particularly knowledgeable on this subject, but please do feel free to send your voice notes to 08000 30 40 90. That's 08000 30 40 90.
Yes, for instance, you did touch upon your mountainous holiday in Canada, and you saw things that like changed you. Let's talk about things that this world has shown us that have changed us.
Okay, thank you so much, Keats. It's been so nice talking to you.
Thank you. Stick a fork in me. I am done.
Absolutely.
I am hot and I am sizzling and I am done.
Bye.